What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tony Bellew. Get this. Tony Bellew at age 40 wants a magical comeback to become a two-weight champion. After Tony Bellew took to social media this week to call for a fight with light bridgerweight world champion Lucas Rozanski, it has since been confirmed that discussions have taken place about Bellew's return to the ring. The former cruiserweight and champion retired from boxing after his defeat to Alexander Usyk for all the four cruiserweight belts back in 2018, but is now seemingly eyeing up a possible comeback at age 40. In a recent interview with IFL TV, the Bomber, talking about the Bomber lacing up the gloves again, however, conceded he didn't think it was too realistic. He said, "We've had some discussions. I actually think Tony Bellew beats Rozanski, but I don't think it's too realistic. What is Bellew now, 40? I think he wants to make the magical comeback and become a two-weight world champion, but let's see. He was probably a bit bored and just wanted to get something out there. He said it a few times, hence why that social media post is out there. I don't think it's too likely, but let's see." Okay. Those are the words of Frank Smith. And let me counterpunch. Tony Bellew, I think, is in a good place. I think, as far as finances, I don't see him broke. He's commentating. He's doing what he does. He has his podcast. I think Tony Bellew, 40 years old is not too bad. Look at Luis Ortiz. Look at Zhilei Zhang. Look at damn near Joe Joyce, because Joe Joyce is around that age. These guys are not spring chickens. So him coming back, it depends on the layoff. How long was he off? Maybe 3-4 years. I mean, he was knocked out by Alexander Usyk, I think, in 2020. Or maybe it was 19. And he retired after that, which he made a good account of himself. He went 8 rounds, and he had his moments in that fight. And a lot of people think that he was actually beating Alexander Usyk before Usyk caught him. He got tired and then he got caught. So I'm not really sure about his comeback, though, and how he lived his life afterwards. I'm pretty sure he went on holiday a few times, to spend time with the fam. But him coming back, I don't know. See, understand, this was Frank Smith criticizing the idea of Tony Bellew coming back. But I think Tony Bellew, if you ask the gift horse, he may want to come back. I think he wants to get his feet wet with smaller opposition and then, go for the gusto. And understand this. I've never been a professional fighter. I fought in the amateurs. I sparred here and there, just to keep me where I needed to be, right? Or where I was, let's keep it real. But what I hear about fighting in the ring, taking punches, bobbing, weaving, the euphoria you get, the dopamine hit you get, there's nothing like it. That's why fighters, it's so hard for them to just let it go, because it's the rush you get, the feeling you get from fighting in the ring professionally, especially when you're being watched by thousands or perhaps millions around the world. And that feeling, I don't think, could be replaced by much. You have to really be grounded, root into your family. But even though, that doesn't stop guys like Manny Pacquiao, because he has a big family, right? He has all of Philippines. And it's still not enough to hold him down, and it still is not enough to make him not want to get back into the ring. So, ask Shane Mosley, ask Julio Cesar Chavez, ask Roberto Duran, ask a lot of people that still have that desire. Andre Ward has spoke on that, Carl Froch has talked about getting exhibitions. Now, speaking of exhibitions, that may be something that Tony Bellew may be interested in. If that doesn't work out, and if he still wants that, he can still get a degree of what he used to see when he was in that ring. Bars. So I think, if anything, Tony Bellew, 40's not too old, but understand, when you get to age 40, things start changing, okay? Not as bad as late 40s, because I mean, I don't know, because I'm not in the late 40s or mid 40s, but, you know, what I hear of it, things change. Your body starts changing. You know, things take longer to recuperate. You can't go out and get shit-faced like you used to. Things start to happen. It takes you longer to recoup. And that goes the same as taking a punch to the face or taking a left hook to the liver. Okay? So a lot of those things have to be taken in consideration, you know, before going in there and jumping in like a young spring chicken. Okay? So, but it sounds enticing. It sounds very interesting to me to see what he's going to do, Tony Bellew. You guys tell me what you think of Tony Bellew discussing a comeback to the sport of boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!